Hey guys, Tad Reida here with Cage Wrap Baseball, and I'm coming to you from the farm sports. And I wanted to answer a few of your questions that we get. So if you ever have a question, please feel free to email us at info@cagewrapbaseball.com or post it in the comments, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. So today, two things I want to talk about. The first is about the recruiting process, and the second is about development and lessons and things like that. So the first question that we get a lot is when should you start the recruiting process? There's really no one size fit answer to this because it really depends on the athlete and the skill level of the athlete. Um, Different size schools start the recruiting process at different points in time. So if you're a really high level athlete and you're a Division One, SEC Power Five guy, that process is going to begin a lot earlier than if you are a junior college or Division Two NAI, which is going to be towards the end of your high school career. More importantly, though, the recruiting process cannot start until you're good enough. So first, everybody wants to spend all this energy and all this money, going to advisors and NCSA and these other groups, which is fine, but it needs to be done when you're actually ready to do that. And so, um, kind of the timeline, the way it works is if you're a Power Five player, SEC, ACC, think your big football schools. Um, a few eighth graders, your top, 20 eighth graders, top 50 eighth graders, those guys are going to start getting on people's boards and getting recruited. Freshman is when it kind of opens up, and then sophomore year is when those guys finish up. And then for your, non-power five, your smaller Division One schools, your mid majors, sophomore year is really when it's going to pick up. And then by the end of your junior year, I would say probably 90 to 95% of the money is typically gone. Some things will fall through, guys, senior year, but I can tell you from experience, it's a lot harder to get a kid recruited now as a senior than what it was, 15 or 20 years ago when people still on official visits and all of that. And then obviously your junior colleges, NAIAs, all those schools, I wouldn't even really worry about until your senior year. Kind of see what happens. The schools don't have the money to spend on recruiting, so they can't go out and go to, fly to Atlanta and those other places to evaluate talent. So they want to see, who commits and who signs and all of those things, and then they'll start offering to kids that are actually interested in their programs. So again, it's a pretty wide range, and every kid, the advice would be different to them. But in general, the better prospects you are, pro prospects and high level guys are going to start much earlier in their careers, and then it's going to every year is going to tailor back to guys that don't quite have the ceiling or don't have the measurable tools or whatever the case may be, and they're going to need to go to smaller schools. That happens during guys' senior years. The next question is more on the player development side. How do you know if your hitting coach or whoever you're going to for lessons um, is good, and what should you look for in a hitting coach? And I always say first and foremost, is that player putting out players where you want to go? Is he developing athletes? Is he developing really, really good hitters? Or, is there no noticeable progress for guys? And are they not playing at the varsity level or beyond? So first, go to a guy that's reputable, that knows his stuff, that has a history of pushing guys out. For guys that don't have that background and you're going to them, are you getting better is the question. And I am big on measuring everything. I think there's only one way to really know if you're getting better, and that's to measure through, whether it be exit velocity or if you have, TrackMan or Rapsodo or whatever data to make sure that the numbers are going the right direction. But yeah, so that's the way I look at it. I think too much stock is put into hitting coaches and lessons and all that. I think too many people use the lessons as the way to develop. And I think that's, in my opinion, not the right way to look at it. Good hitters become good hitters because of the amount of work that they put in and day out. And so I know when I was growing up, we did lessons and we did some group stuff with scout and things like that. But that was, once a week. And earlier in my career, we very rarely went to lessons, maybe a few a year, but we worked on our own, 5, 6 days a week, if not more, just hitting and taking a ton of swings. And so, I think going to somebody that knows how to guide you and to do lessons, whether it be individual or group, is great. But if you're not working day in and day out, I think the lessons could be a waste of time and money, because ultimately, yeah, you're going to get better in that lesson. But if you don't take what you learned in that lesson and go replicate it the other 4, 5, or 6 days a week, or however often you do it, or if you go every other week for lessons, then you're not going to continue to show the progress, lesson over lesson. So, you know, um, make sure you're using your time and energy effectively, and that is every single day that you get in there. Really work hard and hit and do those things every single day. So, yeah, please, if you have any questions, um, feel free to email us. I would like to do this every day at noon. Just answer, one or two questions. And as we, get more and more people, to ask, I can stay on for, 30 minutes or so, but baseball is not a hard thing to get really good at. And it's not, the recruiting process is easy. I think there's so much confusion out there from, YouTube and all the social media platforms. Um, and people are just confused. And, first and foremost, you just have to work. Like, baseball is a sport. It's really easy to get good at, but it takes, thousands upon thousands upon thousands, of hours and reps and all of those things. And too many people are looking for the quick fix. And they do that through, the secret drill or the magic coach or whatever that is. And, um, so first and foremost, go out and work, 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 work. Recruiting is easy. If you have the talent level, somebody's gonna offer you money to go play, whether it be Division 1 or Division 3 or NAI or whatever the level is. It's your capabilities. But if you don't have the skill set, the recruiting can't take care of itself. So simplify everything you're doing. Don't worry about fancy drills. First step is first step, and that is getting out, getting in the cages every single day, playing catch every single day, and work and getting your skills better. So please shoot me an email, send me a message. I'd love to get your questions answered. If you need anything else, let me know. I look forward to talking with you soon.